friends. So it's not coffee with Khloe, but it's story time with Khloe, and I'm not quite sure if she's gonna actually get on her bed or not. I've got some treats for her. So yesterday when I was at school, Miss Ashley found this and wondered if I would read Neville. So Neville is by Norton Juster, and the pictures are by G. Brian Carse. Neville. No more treats. Come on, lay down. Neville. The big gray van pulled away from the curb, moved slowly down the street, and disappeared around the corner. Now it was quiet. There he was, where he really didn't want to be. Nobody asked him about moving. They just told him. You'll love it, they said. That's what they always say. They knew that he wasn't going to love something. So, now he was in his new house where he'd never feel at home, and a new school where nobody knew him. Now, a new class with he'd be the new boy I told you about. He imagined his teacher saying, he comes from the South Pole, but you can make fun of him all you want. Of course, there were no friends. That was the worst part. No friends at all. Hey, behave. The boy sat quite still on the front steps, and his mother was standing just inside the doorway. I know it's hard, she said in her sweet mother voice. Just give him a chance. I think everything's going to be fine. He didn't look up. He came down the 4 steps. He sat next to him. Maybe you will take a little walk around the block, and maybe you will meet somebody. Yeah, sure, he mumbled. Like you want me to make new friends by just walking around the block? But there wasn't much else to do, so he pulled himself to his feet, and he slowly began to shuffle. Don't go too far, his mother cautioned. Yeah, sure. Watch out for cars if you cross the street. Yeah, sure. Come back if it starts to get dark. Yeah, sure. Well, Neville's not really happy. He moved along looking for the houses without much interest, and now he was almost reached the end of the block. He stopped. He stood perfectly still for a moment, and as if he wasn't sure what he was going to do, and then he turned around slowly. He put his head back, he took a deep breath, and called out, Neville. Nothing happened. He cupped his hands around his mouth, and he now shouted, Neville. He probably can't hear you. You should shout louder, came a voice from across the street. The boy, just about his same size, was now standing next to him. And a little startled, he shouted again, louder, Neville! No. Still not loud enough. Let's try it together. So they both shouted as loud as they could, but not very together. Neville, Neville! That doesn't sound right, said a serious girl who walked from the other side of the street. You have to do it exactly at the same time, or nobody will understand you. Here, watch me. She raised her arms, counted to 3 like she was a conductor, and then they both shouted at the same time, Neville! Exactly, the girl said, smiling brightly. There was no reply, but the more children came trotting up from every direction. It was quite a crowd, and they all started shouting before they could even got into a group. Neville, 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 Neville. It was difficult for them not to keep together, especially when the dogs joined in howling, but everybody was enjoying trying. Look at all the way they're saying Neville. And the dog saying woof. When they all stopped to catch their breath, one of the children said, Hey, I don't know anyone named Neville who lives here. Is he new? I guess so, the boy said uncertainly. Everyone has to be new sometimes, don't they? That sounded reasonable, and they all nodded. Are you a friend of his? His best friend, I guess, said the boy. One of the girls said softly, if Neville likes you so much, you must be special. Well, I don't know, maybe a little, he admitted. Now they gathered around and they all had questions from all sides. Everybody wanted to know more about Neville. What is Neville like? Does he play ball? Is he smart? Did he just move here? Does he have brothers and sisters and pets? Will he come to a sleepover? Is he funny? Does he like to read? Is he nice? I hope he doesn't push. A boy tried to answer all the questions the best he could. Everybody seemed more and more excited to learn more. I like Neville already, the girl said. Hey, one of the kids said, why don't you try the next block? If you find him, we can come back with you. The group of kids ran off and the others started to help, shouting right and left. And some windows opened and a few grown-ups looked out to see what the commotion was all about, but still no Neville. I think I have to go, said the girl after a while, or my mother will get all bothered. I guess I have to go too, the boy said quietly. Can you come back tomorrow and we'll help some more, the kids asked. Will you come? Are you sure? Promise? Promise? Sure, if you want to, he agreed, and they all began to skip away. Neville, Neville, Neville. For a few seconds, the boy stood quietly watching and listening to what they were saying. I hope we find Neville. Even if we don't, I like his friend a lot. Maybe better. Hey, what was his name? Oh, we'll have to ask him tomorrow. The boy turned and started towards his new house. The sun was getting low and the shadows were getting long, and he got close and looked up at his new house. Not so bad, he had to admit, and he went up the stairs 2 at a time. The boy had dinner right away. Nothing in the house was fixed up yet, but that didn't bother him. He washed and got into his pajamas and dove into bed. Mom came in to tuck him in. Long day, she sighed as she bent down to kiss him goodnight. I hope you like it here. She turned off the light and he walked out the door. Good night, Neville. Pleasant dreams, she whispered. Good night, Mom, he whispered back. In a moment, he was asleep. The story put Khloe to sleep too. So I hope you enjoyed that book, Neville. And I hope Miss Ashley was listening. I will be back in a bit to read a couple more chapters of Geronimo Stilton. Hope you're having a good afternoon.